So a couple weeks ago, we had a Techne's talk saying, hey, where the heck is SteelSeries, you know what I mean? Well, here they are with their new mouse lineup, the SteelSeries Prime. We're gonna be talking about the Prime Plus, and then the Prime Wireless. And yes, we are gonna have a giveaway with this video as well. I'm gonna be giving away a SteelSeries Prime along with a SteelSeries QCK Heavy XL. Is this XL? XXL mouse pad right here. So again, watch the rest of this video on how to join that. And this is not a sponsored giveaway by anything. This is presented to you by yours truly, the Techne here. But again, watch the rest of the video on how to enter the giveaway. Anyways, let's check out these mice. So looking at the boxes here, they look pretty darn similar, minus of course the wireless being the wireless. And they really are. Even when you get them out of the box, looking at the wireless one right here, looking at the Prime Plus, and then looking at the Prime. They all look the exact same. And yes, the dimensions are the exact same. Where they're gonna differ as far as weight, features, and functions. So the dimensions of the Prime mice right here. Yes, like we stated earlier, they are the exact same across the board, top to bottom, front to back. The dimensions are the same on all of them. And as far as grip, it's a really safe shape. I really think it is. It fits in my hand really nice. If I get a fingertip, it's not really hitting me anywhere as far as the humps flaring out or the hump up top or anything. Nothing really drastic. Again, I truly think it's a very safe shape for any grip. A relaxed claw, maybe a fingertip, you know, even into a palm. Now, as far as a palm, it's not like a full handful, you know what I mean? Because again, even when I set it in there, it kind of sets up here towards the top of my knuckles, but not really resting into the back of my palm. I can't show you in there, you know what I mean? But hopefully you understand. Again, it's not in there swooping around, filling the back of my hand. You know, I definitely feel it resting on my fingers more. Now for this, whenever I get into that relaxed claw, which is kind of what I use the most, I kind of pull it up into here and then sometimes rest my fingers on it. With this one, just resting it, I definitely feel it resting right across my front knuckles here. Right there, like without a doubt, for my grip at least, right here, I feel it, bam, and then it drops off. I almost had that feeling with the Rival 3, if I'm not mistaken right there, but this is definitely bigger than a Rival 3. But all in all, I think it's a very safe shape. But you all know I love doing some comparisons with my mice, so hopefully you guys can kind of wrap it up and like, all right, it's kind of like that, kind of like that. You know, is it good for you or not? So number one mouse I want to compare it to, which a lot of you might be like, huh, that's kind of weird, you know what I mean? And that is the Corsair Sabre XT here. And why I say it's similar to this is, number one, on the side here. You can see they both, if I can hold on to them, you can see they both swoop in. You got the little thumb groove right there. And then also on the other side, the Sabre swoops in right here. And then the Prime, you got a slight swoop in right there. They both flare out on the tail, as you can see, and a little flare out there. Now, the Sabre, as you can see, clear as day, is more plump, right? It's just rounded. When the Prime is, it looks sharp, but it doesn't feel sharp in your hand at all. So when I put them in my hand, just a comparison, the only difference is that, again, the Sabre is more plump here. So again, it fills out the back of my palm. Like I stated, the Prime did not do. The front buttons sit much lower, so that's another difference right there. But again, the core difference, if you use the Sabre, is think about the Sabre, okay, and it's not hitting me in the very back of my palm here. That's what I get with the Prime. Now, the next mouse I want to pull out here is the Kone Pro Air, right? That's what it is, Kone Pro Air. If you'll watch my review on this, you all know I absolutely love this mouse. And why I say these are similar as well is kind of going right with the Sabre. As far as the sides, you see them swoop in right here. Now the Kone Pro is drastic. It's dramatic swoop in there, right? But you get that same deal there. Same on the other side. You get that swoop in, as you can see. Now, of course, yes, the Kone is much more dramatic in any of those swoops. But anyways, when you put your hand on the Kone, it's like, I mean, you're locked into this guy. Now, when you come over to the Prime, you still get that same vibe with your fingers just kind of sliding into that position, but they're not locked in. Again, talking about the Prime being much, much more safe than the Kone. Heck, it's just a very safe shape. I really think so for anybody. Small, medium, or large hands and multiple grip styles. When the Kone is definitely, it's like, it's got you locked in there, you know what I mean? It's definitely a bigger mouse. It's gonna hit you into the back of the palm, you know? I really love the mouse, I really do. But again, talking about that, say if you looked at the Kone Pro and you're like, yeah, that's a little bit too much for me, that's too aggressive. I think the Prime might be that right spot if you were looking for something kind of universal, very safe shape. But anyways, getting that one out of the way, the other mouse that I really think it's closest to, believe it or not, as crazy as it sounds, another SteelSeries mouse, is the Rival 5 right here. So when you look at them, they look drastically different. Cosmetically, the RGB strips right here, you know, RGB, which I'll talk about later, is up on the scroll wheel here. But looking at them, they look drastically different. All the buttons on the Rival 5, not much over here. But if you look close and kind of hide all these lines on the Rival 5 from yourself, they're the exact same. They swoop in on the side right here, right over here, and right over here. Now you got a little ledge on the Rival 5 down here, very tiny. But again, what I want you to do is just block all these buttons out in the lines and look straight here to straight here. The exact same, right? Come over to the other side, exact same. As you see, it slides in slightly there, same over here. Flares out on the back. Now you can see it much more on the Rival 5 because the lines of the RGB. But they're the exact same. Now front buttons are quite different. As you see, the Rival 5, they sit much higher than the Prime. So that's different, and that's where it truly comes into play. When I put my hand on the Rival 5 here, it fills it out. It's in the back of my palm. Like I stated, I didn't get with the Prime. This is filling my hand out. Still multiple grips I can do, but again, it is hitting me into my palm and it's filling my hand. When I come over to the Prime and get the same thing, like clear as day, like one to the other, you can feel it. Like it's not filling out the back of my hand right here, when the Prime definitely does. It just fills out that entire hump in the back of your palm. That's why I really think, again, comparing to all those mice and then the Rival 5 right here, that's the biggest thing I want to explain to you. It's such a safe shape. It really is. Because again, it's if you don't like a big palm grip mouse, that's not what this is going to do to you. I think it's safe for many different grips. Really awesome here. So let's go on and talk features and function first, right? Obviously, the wireless one is wireless. You have a USB dongle and then your little extender right there along with your cable so you can route it to your desk if you like. By the way, the dongle is USB-C, so really cool if you have that. You can just slap it in there, but you do have the extender and then again, like I stated, USB-C and USB-C charging. Now, coming over to the Prime Plus, yes, it is wired as well. And you have your cable right here, but it is micro USB, not USB-C. Right on the front, your cable goes right into there. Same with the Prime. It connects right on front with this wire. Right here, micro USB. As you see, it has that kind of little triangle deal. Bam, it goes in there and then connects. But the crazy thing, looking at them, is the wireless honestly has the better cable out of all of them, which is very weird to say since these have to be used wireless. So as you see in here, the wireless one just kind of, it's a little thinner. It's not a great cable by any means. It's still stiff, but it's thinner and it does have a little more flexibility. Now coming over here to the wired ones, I mean, you can just see like it is a thick, I mean, I can bend it up here and it will hold its shape as you see. I mean, it is just very, I mean, it's still holding its shape right there. Even when I move it, I know I don't have much slack here, but still, it's staying right with it. Same with the Prime. The wire on the Prime Plus and the regular Prime, they are the exact same. They're thicker and then again, quite heavy, even in a bungee. All right, so one other thing I want to cover before we dive too much deeper, maybe we already have dove deep, right? But differences about them is when you look on the bottom, the underneath, right? And that is the feet. As you see on the wireless one here, we do have PTFE feet, right on the bottom, nice big one, and the ones up front. Now, they're not super thick, but they are raised up right there. I don't get any drag on this guy or anything like that. But as you see on the Prime Plus and then the Prime, you just have the regular feet right there. Now, they all glide absolutely amazing. Yes, my Prime use, get it, was with the wireless one. But as you see, they all glide amazing, minus the cable drag. Like, say if you got in a bungee even. I don't mean to go back on the cable, but I mean, it just sticks with it right there, right? But again, going to the Prime Plus, same deal. I mean, it glides amazing. Again, a QCK heavy right here. Now, coming to the wireless one, being the heavier mouse, you do feel it a little bit, but again, they all glide amazing with the PTFE feet or with just the regular feet. All right, so like I stated, the biggest difference between all of them is the weight. Starting with the Prime, and I'm gonna leave the wire in them because obviously you gotta use them with the wire, right? So we're getting right at 70 with the cable. We'll take a little bit of slack off there, see if you get anything different. So we're getting 71, 70 on the Prime here. Let's get that one out of the way, and then we're gonna go on and pull over the Prime Plus. Put it on a scale, we're getting 75 on the Prime Plus. So not too far off right there. And now getting the wireless one. And by the way, no dongle storage on this, so no added weight. This is just it straight up here. We are getting 80 grams. So we're seeing like a 5-gram increase across the board here. So talking on those weights, my scale's coming up a little bit different than what they state. They state the Prime's coming in at 69 and the Prime Plus is 71. So mild differences right there, but not even focus on that. As far as in the hand talking about those weight, yeah, the Prime and the Prime Plus is much lighter than the wireless one. You just feel it in your hand. You all know I'm not crazy on these incredibly lightweight mice. I like a lighter mice. I don't want a 100-gram mouse, but I don't need a 40, 50-gram mouse either, you know what I mean? But again, just comparison, while testing these, you can clear as day feel the weight difference from these two compared to the wireless. And also speaking on that with the wireless one, I feel like the weight is definitely more towards the front, right up from here, right where that hump starts up to the front. You just feel it, like if you get into that fingertip, you feel a little bit more strain up top towards the back. Now, when you come over to these two over here, the Prime and the Prime Plus, I mean, they are perfectly balanced. They feel amazing in the hand. I think the Prime Plus, just as weird as it sounds, just feels like a great weight for me. Now, as far as the switches on these guys, it's a new thing that SteelSeries has going on here with their magnetic optical switches. I'm gonna have to throw a picture up on the screen so you guys can see this and kind of understand it a little more. Again, really cool tech packing into this, and with SteelSeries kind of, again, throwing in some of that innovation from that shape, and then throwing in these clicks right here, which are really cool when you look at the tech, but whenever you listen to them. So we have the Air, the wireless one here. All right, so that was the wireless Air. Now we're gonna come over here to the Plus, the Prime Plus. Okay, now we're gonna come over to the Prime, and yeah, I don't have the wires on them, but it doesn't make a difference. Okay, so after listening to those mice, I'm sure you caught it in that sound test. What sounded different to them? That scroll wheel, right? The clicks are the exact same. They feel good. They are a little heavier. They feel like heavy clicks to me, you know what I mean? And they're incredibly clicky. Very clicky. But what sounded different to you? That scroll wheel, right? Talking on the Air, it's a little bit smoother until you start really flicking it. The Prime sounds a little rougher, just a little bit there, and then coming over to the basic Air, it's like a clanky mess. Like, I'm not too sure what's going on here. Are these just my copies? I don't know, but again, it goes from good or better, good, and then worse. Is that right? Good, better, worse? You catch my drift. Best, good, and then worst over here. And you can clearly hear it there. Now, going back to the clicks, the switches, what I want to kind of really give you an example, again, pulling back the Rocat Cone Air right here. The clicks are very similar. Now, these are maybe a little heavier. These are a little bit lighter as far as in sound, but they're both very loud, clicky switches. And I know a lot of people didn't like that with the Rocat mice, but again, just straight up using it, I got the same vibe, almost same feel. But again, they are both very loud switches. All right, so let's go on and talk core differences. What is really gonna differentiate each mouse from each other and then really separate them apart and justify the price of each of them? Number one, let's go on and kick it off with the wireless one. Obviously, it's wireless. You have your power button on the bottom here, and then your DPI profile button right there, which is gonna change out, and then it'll change the RGB on the front whenever you change to let you know which DPI you are on. Now, coming over here into the software, you got SteelSeries Engine pulled up. Let's go and make this a little bit bigger for us. So as you see, you got all your basic customization in here as far as buttons. You got your acceleration, deceleration, high efficiency mode, illumination smart mode, which I can't stand this, by the way. This is like, as you see, the RGB's on, you move it and it goes off. So if you want that off, that really annoys me. I say keep it off. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy during my games. You can add different DPIs up here or remove them if you don't want that many. As you see, I pretty much just keep the 2 right there. And then you can come over to your illumination. And again, like I stated, the only illumination is the scroll wheel on all of them, as you're seeing right here. It's not the logo, it's just a scroll wheel. So coming over here, of course, you got your basic effects and everything. Come down here, bam, and click save. So let's put the wireless one over here, and let's get to the Prime Plus. I really like this one, I really do. By the way, the Prime Wireless, I don't know if I stated it, $129, coming to the Prime Plus, $79. Now, looking at this guy, so as you can see right here on the bottom, you can see it better over here, right? So saying SteelSeries engine, and you can adjust everything right on the bottom, from the DPI, hold it down, you can change the DPI, your polling rate, liftoff distance, illumination, and then basic options right there. But it's really cool. You control that by the scroll wheel. As you see, I always accidentally press other buttons. And you can cycle through colors, effects, right on it. Pretty much, this is pretty much just like the Apex Pro screen. I'm sure a lot of you are used to that, right? But again, it's so cool. You can turn it off right on there if you want. Your liftoff distance, by the way, which goes from 1 all the way up to 8. And yes, you can tell a difference from 1 to 8. 1 is like flat, even compared to the other two mice. You definitely notice the difference. So anyways, keep it on 1. It's pretty nice. So all in all, that is really cool right on the mouse. And again, yes, you can dive into the engine. I got my DPI set on a really high one right now. It's all over the place. You can dive into the engine and adjust all that stuff right there. Again, the DPIs, the RGB and stuff. But even other than that, you might be looking at this right on the bottom here and you're like, that is, who needs that? Who needs that? It's crazy. Like, who cares? Sure, like you got the liftoff distance sensor, which you can adjust right here, which these two do not. Is liftoff distance and the sensor that important? I don't think so. Again, you can notice it. Like, even if I go like this and just pinch my fingers right on the bottom so I got that little lip out, right? It doesn't read, as you can see right on the screen, right here, that little bit. But when I go down, it does. Straight up right there. Does that liftoff distance matter? To me, no. Barely with any mice. I've used one mouse before where the liftoff distance and sensor was an issue. So that's mild, maybe personal preference. If that's an issue for you, cool, you got it. The great thing I love about it is the tech packed into it. I just wish that screen was like right here, up at the top. I don't know. I think that would be so stinking cool if it's up there and I could just see it rather than having to go like this. I don't know. Nitpicky, but you know. Coming over here to the Prime, the regular one, $59 for this guy. It's these mice with no features or functions. It's a mouse, right? It is a mouse, and that's what it is. It feels great in the hand. It is the lightest. And again, you can dive in here into the engine. We'll go into the Prime. You have all that basic stuff. You know, your DPIs, you can add, remove any of those. Oh boy, we got on a fast one again. And then again, adjust your RGB with all the effects, same as all the others. All right, so before we wrap up this video and get my conclusion on the mice right here, let's go on and talk about this giveaway. Yes, unfortunately, it is US shipping only because, I mean, this mouse pad's stinking heavy. It's gonna cost a lot to ship US right here, you know? But if you are overseas and you wanna join up, definitely join up if you're willing to pay that shipping. We will make that happen if you're willing to pay it, but it's stinking expensive, you know what I mean? So we're gonna focus on US shipping right here. And again, you can get the SteelSeries Prime and then the QCK Heavy XXL mouse pad here. This giveaway is gonna go on and last for 2 weeks. You got to be a subscriber to the channel, and you got to leave a comment right down below in the comment section on what is your favorite SteelSeries product. That's all I want to hear right there. But the other thing you got to do, number one, watch the video, because you know Techne does the quizzes, right? I do that video quiz. You get 10 minutes to answer the quiz. The winners will also be announced on my website, stinkingcozy.com. I won't be hunting you down. I won't be posting it on social media. I won't be posting on a YouTube channel. The winners will be announced in 2 weeks on the webpage, stinkingcozy.com. So I recommend you becoming a member. You don't have to be a paid member. If you're a member on there, you get notifications as far as whenever I post something on this. So you will be notified when a winner comes so you actually can claim it, because you only have 24 hours to claim it, right? So you got that right there. How to join? Comment down below, favorite SteelSeries product. Watch the entire video because you're going to be quizzed. Fail the quiz, you're not going to be able to win. Get those giveaway accounts out of here. I like these giveaways going to true viewers. And also, again, make sure you are a subscriber. So all in all, the SteelSeries Prime mice. What do I think about them? Again, as far as price we talked about there, the Prime comes in at $59. Prime Plus comes in, I got these boxes wrong from the mice. You honestly can't tell. When you straight up look at them right here, you're not going to tell the difference. You know what I mean? But anyways, the Prime is $59.99, Prime Plus $79.99, and then the Prime Wireless coming in at $129.99. So I think the prices are right as far as what they're representing right here. But my honest opinion, I wish the Prime Wireless had Bluetooth as well. I really do. You know, some of you might not use that, but me using PC, Windows, and then also Mac, I like being able to switch my mice like that. Dongle over here, bam, switch it over to Bluetooth here. But again, you don't. So Prime Plus, this one is honestly my favorite. Being a tech junkie, look, I actually got them mixed up. There's the Prime Plus. Gee whiz, it's so hard to decipher. Prime Plus with the screen on the bottom and everything right there, being able to adjust that stuff, I really like it. I love tech packing cool new things, you know what I mean? And I think at this price range with that cool tech in there, I really do like the Prime Plus. I think that's pretty cool. But the Prime coming in at 59 bucks. It's an awesome mouse. Again, it's such a safe shape. It really is as far as any that use. The biggest downfall of the two wired ones is that cable. That cable is horrible. It really is. Now, I know there are companies out there that make USB cables. I know Dream Cables does. Those are the only ones I've used for mice right there. I know they make a micro and then USB-C. Dream Cables does, and they make really nice paracords. So if you pick up one of these, I recommend you go over there, maybe scoop one of those up. We'll definitely complete it for you, because I can't say it enough. The cable stinks. It really does. But you all know me. I'm a wireless fan. All day long, I am wireless. And that is the one that is my favorite that I would probably go with. I love the tech packed into the Prime Plus. I love just the base core of the Prime, but I'll sacrifice everything to go wireless, you know? Now, while you're looking at these, not to keep rambling here, the one thing you're probably thinking is what I thought as well when I was testing them. I was like, why didn't we just kind of take everything and throw it into one mouse, right? Why come out with 3 different ones? I love options. I love variety, and I love price options because not everybody can afford a $130 mouse. If you can only afford a $50, $60 mouse, you have it right here. I love that, and I respect that. But again, I'm sitting here looking like maybe everything from the Prime Plus should have been thrown into the Prime Wireless. Slap that screen on the bottom. Would it increase what? The weight by, I don't know, you're talking about these two here. You're talking like right at, 2 to 4 grams, something like that. I'd say increase the weight 4 grams right here. Increase the price even maybe 10 bucks, whatever you need to do, 20 bucks even. I would still justify that and pack this tech into the wireless one. That is my straight up honest opinion. And I think this is how the Prime lineup should be. The Prime and the Prime Wireless. But again, with the Prime Plus tech packed into the wireless. You get me? That's just all I'm saying right here. I think that would have been the right move to do. Because again, the Prime Plus is super cool. I love it. It's my favorite as far as tech packed into it. But it's just out of place. I'm like, go on and buy it if you like the screen on the bottom. I don't know. I think it's cool, but I think it's kind of weird where it really sits in the mix of these mice right here. But all in all, I love the mouse. I really do. I love the shape of it. It's awesome. Get a better cable, and I think you're going to be good to go. Again, it's really cool. I love how SteelSeries didn't go off and copy somebody's shape. They got unique. They got cool features as far as the switches and different tech packed into them. I give it a win. It's awesome. It's a mouse you need to try, So anyways, let me know what you think right down in the comments. I hope I helped you out if you're looking at these mice. And hey, good luck with that giveaway right there. Again, it's going to be ending in 2 weeks. And make sure you watch that video. And make sure you subscribe. But all in all, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope I helped you out if you're looking into a new mouse. If it did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for future tech videos. I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.